So I want you to know that I'm really excited about this video right here. And I'm so excited about this piece right here. Now let me just show you the precursor, the predecessor to this. The first chopper, blender, pulverizer. You know, this is prehistoric Vitamix right here. This is the mortar, and this is the pestle. And the easiest way to remember it, mortar is always big stuff that does big damage. This, in comparison to this is a pest. Look, it's a pest. It's a pest. It's a pest. So together, mortar, pestle. You know, this is one of my favorite kitchen appliances of all time. It doesn't need energy. You are the energy. It doesn't need, in other words, electricity. You are the electricity. All of the calories you burn using this is an amazing piece of technology that oftentimes gets slept on. This is granite, by the way. And how old is granite? It's old. It's old. It's old. All right. So now we'll talk about this baby. Now, where I'm from, my grandmother and my mama never owned one of these that I'm aware of. But a lot of y'all loved ones have had them, right? So we got the crank, the arm. This brand is Griswold, and you know it by that cross on it. But this is a number 1. And just basically, the whole concept of this is, and let me just take this moment to digress. Leonardo da Vinci. So when you think back to the days of medieval knights, a screw had to be handmade, each and every screw. So on a knight's armor, the screws that held that together had to be painstakingly cut, each groove, by a blacksmith. So to get a screw took a lot of work and skill and patience, and that was the art of blacksmithing. Now, this little apparatus right here, it's similar to what an auger would look like. But Leonardo da Vinci, not Caprio, Leonardo da Vinci, he developed an auger bit that would be a bilge pump for a boat. And all it was one big long screw. And as it turns, it would move the water out of the boat, you know. So anyway, this bit, it feeds because of the grooves that are cut in it. And I want to get an original handle nut, but I had to do this today. This is stainless 5/16 nut and washers. So we'll put it together, but before we put it together, I'll explain how it works in that sense. So these are dies, D-I-E, and these dies, the grooves that are in the dies are different sizes, and I'll do it like this for illustrative purposes. And if I'm talking too much, it'll be all right. So these dies are set up so that you can force and break down. So if you take a piece of meat, just say the size of a deck of cards, you're going to struggle to go through this orifice first. You may struggle going through this orifice first. But these people are so smart who invented this technology. They knew if I had a bigger orifice, it would be easier for it to go down. And so you grind it through this first. Boom. Then you put this die on and you grind it through this die. And then you put this die on and you grind it through this die. And that's how you get your different grinds of meat. And that's why some of the old timers would say grind meat, because they literally had to grind it. You didn't have ground meat already ground. You had to grind it. And the way this beautiful apparatus works is so romantically simple. This little crank right here. So before you had all that fancy marble and Corian countertops and concrete countertops, you had a block of wood. You had a block of wood. People wasn't worrying about all that other stuff, right? So you have a block of wood, and that block of wood basically is your table or your butcher block. And you clamp down right here, and that's how this grinder locks in place so that you can continue to put all that torque behind grinding the meat. All right. So I think you got that part. Now this is the blade right here. This is the blade. And as you can see on the blade, it lets you know number one corresponding with the number one on the grinder. These grinders come in different sizes, you know. But all right. I'm gonna put it back together now. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put our auger bit. I'm just calling it an auger bit. We're gonna put our auger bit in, and then we'll see this die has two corresponding nipples, and this bit, this grinder has the corresponding cutouts. Now I did that wrong. Y'all should have told me something. See, on this grinder, this square fitting or this square insert for the blade, there's a square right here on the auger. So you always put the blade first and make sure it's in place. All right. Then you come and you put the die on, and then after that, you see the threads. So you want to tighten it up, and you don't want to cross thread it. So you always loose before you tighten, and it should always screw on smooth. That's how you know if you got it on right or not. And next you want to do, and this is where I had to be creative. So you see this little triangle? All right. Well, that triangle fits on this triangle right here. So everything lines up in place. All right. So you line it up like that. And I needed to take up some of this thread slack. So I put these two washers on. And then I put the wing nut. And now you just tighten it up in place. And so then when you put that on your counter, and you grind. Now you see the auger bit spinning? Man, this is a very cool piece of kitchen appliance. In its simplest form, if I ever have to evacuate for a hurricane, I'm bringing this with me. This is amazing to me. And I love the simplicity of design. This will last forever. And look, I might pass this down to one of y'all when I go, you know. But anyway, so that's how you do it. Now I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to oil it up. I'm going to oil these dies up because it looks like they have a little surface rust on them. And that's common. That happens. But I'm going to just store them together, and I'm going to put a little oil on them just to keep them fresh. But I'm going to make some boudin soon. Man, I'm going to make some boudin. And I'm going to use the old manual. We might have to name him Manuel. So I'm really excited to be able to show you this piece of history. And I'm really excited to be able to cook something for you based on using it. Now you see this wooden handle? The story behind, the story behind this is the guy who was selling this had been trying to sell it for 2 or 3 years. He's a chef. He's retired now, but it belonged to his dad. And that made it even more special. So chef, if you're looking, we got it rolling, you know? So it's really cool. This is super cool to me. You know, and I'm a geek when it comes down to the old way of doing stuff, cookery, cast iron, just the old way of doing things, wood fires, wood stoves. I'm really into that kind of stuff because so many people have eaten smoked sausage, andouille, hog head cheese, all because of these things. So this is very much a part of my culture and the fabric of so many different cultures of people that's all they had. But this is, make no mistake, this is a dangerous machine in that sense as well. Like this is nothing to play with. This is a tool, it's not a toy. But it's a real serious piece of, you know, it's like when you watch Nara Smith and she goes to the store with Lucky and he's like, get whatever you want, baby. And she picks out a KitchenAid machine and it has the wooden bowl. Like out of all of the stuff this lady could have, she's excited about the KitchenAid machine with the wooden bowl. I feel the same way with this. I feel the same way. And I'm happy to present that to you. So thank you for watching this video. I look forward to using this and I look forward to you seeing this. And I just want to say thanks, man. I'm really excited and I can't wait to show you the next step. Now remember this. Y'all come back now, you hip.